But I found 3 really good music-related topics to talk about.
You
And
did.
the first one, I put it first because I don't know about you, Katie, but I'm fired up about this fucking story. And
I yeah.
um, but this is Jamey Johnson, country star, songwriter, freaking uber talented producer, etc. Was arrested before the CMAs on November 17th and charged with drug possession. And it was actually much worse than that. Um, but if you're okay with that, I will read this and perhaps you can do the next one if that's okay. Okay. So this comes from, again, November 17th. Country singer Jamey Johnson is facing a Class E felony after being arrested and charged with drug possession. The 49-year-old in-color singer was pulled over by the Tennessee Highway Patrol officers in Williamson County on Sunday for speeding. We can confirm that Jamey Johnson was arrested on Sunday, November 17th in Williamson County. The incident is still under investigation, the Tennessee Highway Patrol wrote in a statement. He was arrested and charged with speeding and drug possession, quote unquote, with intent to manufacture, deliver, or sell the controlled substance, according to court documents seen by the Nashville Tennessean. And again, they, in my opinion, this is me now, they added the intent to manufacture, deliver, and sell the controlled substance only so they could charge him with a felony. They've upgraded
Yep.
that shit just for that.
Yep.
Now, Jamey
They don't even
Johnson.
charge crackheads on the street with a damn
That's
felony for that.
exactly right. That's exactly right. And this is why I'm fired up about this shit. And there's another reason why I'm fired up about it in a minute. And I know Katie and I are both going to be on the same page with this shit. Johnson is now facing a fine of up to $5,000. And he is also scheduled to appear in court on February 6th, 2025. Okay, so anyway, Johnson first rose. We don't care about that. Hold on.
We do. He's badass, but we don't got time to talk about it.
He is obviously an amazing artist. But essentially, this was weed, first of all. This was marijuana that he was charged
Do we know how much?
with. Yes, I do. And I don't know why it wasn't part of that article.
Yeah, I was just looking for it. Like what?
I do know how much, but I have to find it. So.
Oh, there was 2 articles that you had here.
Was there 2?
Yes, hold on.
And the second one has the amount.
It says he was going 87 and a 70.
Which, first of all, is absolute bullshit, right? So we live in Tennessee. We live in Texas. You and me live in Texas. I'm sorry if you the first thing I see is 87 miles per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone. 70 mile per hour zone means what to you?
80.
Well, not just that, but it means you're on a fucking interstate, right?
Yeah, that means go.
You are not going any slower than 80 miles an hour on the interstate. If you do, you are impeding traffic. You are going slower.
When I used to drive to Euless for work, when I drove 360, I don't know if you know what 360 is. It goes through Arlington, goes up to Euless, all that kind of shit. Goes up that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would go 100 down that bitch half the time.
I mean, that should be, you should be pulled over for that.
Yeah.
But 87 and a 70 is some hogwash, bro. That is straight bullshit. Because I guarantee you there are people passing him up if he's going 87 miles an hour. So that's the first thing I have an issue with.
65 is a huge interstate.
Yes, I know. So that's my first issue with this story. And I'm not usually the guy that's like, trying to justify somebody's criminal behavior. But this is marijuana, bro, first of all. And second of all, 87 and a 70. I live in Texas, man. Like, I realize this is Tennessee, but shit, bro. Like, if you're pulling over a dude for going 17 over on an interstate, then you are having a really slow night.
I've gone that fast multiple times on 360, right next to a cop, and
360 is not even a freaking interstate. It's like through like urban areas and shit. Like, and yeah, you're right. Like, I've seen people going nutso on that road. But anyway, so this possession charge is punishable by a fine of up to $5,000 or a sentence of up to 6 years in jail. Okay?
So On this, are you reading this other article? Because
I
you
am.
should as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what they found, and this is fucking hilarious to me.
That's what I was like. Tell me you're going to say that, right?
What they found was, quote unquote, several bags containing marijuana, as well as more than 10 pre-rolled marijuana joints.
I'm sorry.
So I said
I
this.
feel a lot of us could smoke 10 pre-rolls in one day.
So I said this to my son-in-law, and he said, so basically his personal stash. I was like, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like to me he had an award show and he was going to have fun afterwards. That's what it sounds like to me.
Real. And sharing is caring is what it sounds like. But not even like that.
There's no way Jamey Johnson is manufacturing, distributing, and selling fucking several bags of marijuana, bro. There's no way.
If that's anything, I'm taking enough so I can smoke a few joints with a few people.
Exactly. I'm nominated for an award tonight, my dude. That's what this is. Like, this is just all kinds of BS, like, right from the start. Like, you know, give the man his speeding ticket, which to me is already bullshit, really. But, like, marijuana, I mean, come on. And that's the thing, like, they don't want to get him for just possession because that's not enough, right? They have to meet their $5,000 quota, in my opinion.
And it's not even that. I'm sure they were like, let's get this motherfucker.
They had to know who he was. Like,
exactly, just because.
Yeah, they had to know who he was. And just by knowing who he was, and you and I talked about Justin Timberlake recently, right?
Yeah.
They didn't arrest Jamey Johnson for DUI. I would imagine they would have if he was under the influence. So that tells me he wasn't partaking in what he had in his car, right? Yeah. He just has it, and he's speeding a little bit. You and I absolutely ostracized Justin Timberlake for being DUI and acting entitled. This is the other side of that coin. This is somebody being targeted because of who they were. And honestly, the officers that did all of this shit should have been like, yo, that's Jamey Johnson. This man ain't selling shit.
No.
I mean, give me a break. Like, try to prove that Jamey Johnson has sold a freaking joint in his entire existence.
Also, nowadays we're manufacturing.
I don't know.
Well, just put it in the ground. What you talking about manufacturing?
How are they going to prove he manufactured anything or distributed it or sold it? Like, just because he has a little bit of the substance, you think it's for that purpose? Sounds like a catch-all law to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, the reason why a lot of people are making a big part of this is because he has claimed to be sober for a really long time. And obviously, you know, if he's partaking in marijuana, that's not necessarily sober. But that's
not... When people say they're sober, I think of alcohol.
I do too. But clean and sober means from everything, and that includes marijuana. So...
I don't know. When people say sober, I think about alcohol, and when people say clean, I think about drugs. Okay. I don't know why that's how that works in my brain.
You may be right. That could be a distinction that I don't know, you know, just because, I mean, I've never really been much for either one, so it's not terminology that I'm familiar with. So you could be right, for sure.
But regardless, I mean, people talk shit about weed because it's illegal, but alcohol, in my book, is always worse than weed.
It is. The thing that is more dangerous is legal, and the thing that's less dangerous is illegal. And at least in the you know, the most area in the country, man. But those are the three things that really put us fucking hitching my get along. The speeding, which I mean, it is speeding. 87 and a 70 is speeding, but come on, man. Like,
and I'm sure to an extent, like because of who he is, they would feel like they needed to charge him with something. I understand maybe feeling like that because if you don't, entitlement, it kind of looks like that.
Possession.
I would have gave him a speeding ticket.
Well, I mean,
if that.
Here's another question for you. How did they know he had marijuana? Because he legally...
in that article, it said that they smelt it.
They smelt it?
Yeah,
I do believe that he still has to give
No.
I still
I don't think so. I mean, it might be different in Tennessee, but if they claim to smell it, that's probable cause.
And then they can search the vehicle. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, anyway, dude, like, again, they don't get him for DUI. So, clearly he was okay to operate machinery. So, he has marijuana, which, again, in parts of the country, it's not illegal to have marijuana. Then they try to upgrade his charge just because he has a vast amount of the substance. He's Jamey Johnson. He has more means to get more of that stuff. And
he's about to win a fucking award, probably.
He's about to go party with his friends. That's what he's about to go do. That's what he's doing. And it's whatever, bro.
And I know, like, I mean, I don't, like I said, they wouldn't even do that to a crackhead on the street. Literally, I know a lot of people, okay? Most of the time, they'll get pulled over, it gets thrown out, go home.
And this will too. But yeah.
No, I'm saying like a cop will find the drugs, throw them out, and say, go the fuck home.
Yeah, I know. But Jamey Johnson did say that he quit drinking in 2011 and he quit smoking weed in 2015. However, he remained sober for 9 years, but now in 2024, the singer has said that he'll occasionally partake in recreational marijuana consumption, which obviously that has just been proven incorrect because this is clearly more than recreational if he's got several baggies and over 10.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends how much you want to party, too.
It's still not, that still wouldn't be considered recreational, though. You know what I mean?
No.
But again, they should have got him for speeding and possession. There's no reason to upgrade this charge. It's ridiculous. And to be completely honest with you, they're not going to get anything from this now. They might have gotten a fine out of him if they had just charged him with possession. But because they upgraded it to the manufacture, distribution, and selling of it, I guarantee it gets thrown out now just because of who he is.
Yeah.
And it should be that way. It should be that way. There's no way Jamey Johnson is selling weed on the side. Like, my royalty check only had 6 figures in it this month. Let me go sell a doobie to my friend Nancy to make up the fucking difference. What? Now, just so you guys know, I am not friends enough with Jamey Johnson to know whether or not he actually has a friend named Nancy or not. So if you are a friend of Jamey's named Nancy, I'm sorry, I'm not throwing you under the bus. I don't know if he sold you a doobie or not. Okay.
Know what you do in your spare time.